Let's talk about you signing with the Bears. First of all, congratulations. Last time we talked to you, you were a free agent. You were trying to see where you're going to end up at. Why did you end up with the Bears? Why did you pick the Bears? And where else were you thinking about potentially headed?
Well, the Bears been in my corner for a while. Every time I've been in free agency, then it came through and took a chance in him in a look. But this time it's a little different. Nagy got involved. It's kind of like his last name. He was nagging a little bit. He called me like almost like an old school recruiting trip. Kind of like what I heard you talking about earlier as I was paying attention to your show, a little bit. But
Hey, here we go.
you know, he called me every day, and we talked about everything, not even X's and O's. We just talked about just regular life. He looked at me as a man,
Oh, that's
as a
awesome.
grown man. What I'm saying, that be able to come in and help something that he has going on. And we talk sometimes 15 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes an hour and a half,
Here we go.
between the install when they first got on the Zooms and different things like that that brought my attention. And for me to be 35 going to year 14 and somebody that really actually wants you, speak the value of who he is and what that team is about.
And I would assume because of that, you're going to go, not that you wouldn't, but you're always going to go harder for somebody that you absolutely appreciate. And the fact that Nagy's doing this, I would assume it's making you feel like you're at home already. Had you ever talked to Nagy before this? Is your first introduction to him?
This is my first introduction to him, once they reach out, and I guess from, previous years, I guess he took it in his hands like, hey, I want this dude, and I'm happy to be there. They got a great team. They on fire. They coming up. Uh, I come in and I do my part, with Robinson there, and we'll figure out the quarterback deal as that come along, and just play ball. That defense has always been top five,
Yep.
with Khalil on the end. So we just got to go out and just play ball on the offensive side and compete with our defense every day in practice, and we'll be fine.
So obviously, the quarterback situation is all anybody is talking about in Chicago right now. How have they? Have you been? Are you on a group text with both of them? How has that? How has that? How has that been going? Because Matt Nagy has come out and said, "Hey, this is healthy competition," and it sounds like he legitimately means that, which is not always normal. How have they been handling that? Has it been interesting? Have you been talking to both of them? Because now you've got to build up a rapport with two different veteran quarterbacks at this point, because that's a big deal, I assume, between a quarterback and wide receiver.
Well, me being a little older, you kind of like go with the flow.
Smart.
Um, uh,
Smart.
it's a Zoom call. I try to stay within my parameters of my coach. All my questions I try to go to him about. You don't want to get into a thing where a guy feel like, or you only deal with him, or you only deal with him.
Yeah.
And then that becomes effective to you on the field. I don't think that guy likes me or whatever it may be. So, you just let the overhead control what they control, and you go out and you try to make both of them look good. You try to make both of them look perfect because, you play in the National Football League, and week 1 we can have Trubisky, and week 5 we can have Nick Foles, and then week 9 we got Trubisky back. So you just never know when that guy is going to have an opportunity. So you just got to make every opportunity work.
I mean, that's why Nick Foles is currently at the Bears, right? Because he signed an $80 million deal because they had Carson Wentz. And Nick Foles comes in, leads them into their biggest games and wins. He goes to Jacksonville, gets hurt, goes to Chicago. I mean, the NFL, you have no idea who it is. Making friends with everybody is probably a smart move, Ted. That's probably why you've been around over it. That's probably a smart move.